Let's turn to money now. March 3rd is the deadline to contribute to an RRSP for the 2024 tax year. But for some people who are just starting to think about their financial future, they may not know how or even which account they ought to open and invest in. To help choose which is the right one, RRSP or TFSA, we're joined by Joe Reid. He is Vice President of Wealth Management at Vancity. Joe, thanks for being here. First of all, many acronyms. Remind us, what is the difference between a TFSA and an RRSP?
Yeah, one thing in our industry that we're famous for is the acronyms, that's for sure. So tax-free savings account is the TFSA, and it's a way that you can invest your money, not have to pay tax on it, but you're not getting a tax deduction when you put the money in, versus the RSP, which is a registered retirement savings plan. And when you put your money into it, you get a tax deduction up front, and then your money grows tax sheltered. And then when you pull it out, you'll be taxed at that point in time.
So for younger people, perhaps, who are considering saving and investing right now, what do you recommend, or which account do you recommend?
You know, a lot of it depends on the individual's personal situation. And a lot of the time, what I say is that it depends on where your next step is. If you're going to be going into a job that is going to pay a larger sum of money over time, it might make sense to put the money first in a tax-free savings account. You can always move that money from your tax-free over to your registered retirement savings plan, the RSP, later on. Because the main part when you do the RSP is you want to get the maximum benefit up front. The idea is you're putting it in at a high tax bracket and you take it out in a low tax bracket. So sometimes it can make sense if you're going to be in a high earning potential to hold on, let it go into the tax-free and then move it over. Otherwise, the best thing is you just start saving in one of the accounts. That's the best thing to do.
Which are more popular right now from among your clients? I know it can depend, but is one obviously more popular than the other?
A lot of times it depends, and I'm repeating that, but it depends on really where that our members are in their life cycle. What we're seeing right now at this time of year is it's the traditional RSP season. So people are definitely looking at wanting to get that tax deduction up front. But the one that's really crept in the last little bit has been the first-time home buyers savings account, the FSHA. And with that one, that is really the opportunity where you can put some money aside, you get a tax deduction up front, and it's a way of saving for that first home. So we're starting to see that actually become a very important savings component for our members.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, we appreciate your time. When you do start to invest, if someone does, when can you withdraw your money?
You know what? A lot of the time, it depends, again, where your needs are. What we will always say is you can hold your money into your RSP until age 71, and then you have to start bringing some money out. But the most important thing is, when do you need that income? So if you're deciding that you want to retire sooner, then you can take it out at an earlier date. There are other mechanisms to take it out. You can use it for first-time home buying. But again, we do have that other account to look at. But I always recommend this is where you sit down with your financial advisor, have them walk through a proper financial plan. At Vancity, we do our Vancity advice plan for our members. And it's a great way of being able to really understand what your personal needs are.
Right. Joe Reid, Vice President of Wealth Management at Vancity. We appreciate your time and expertise. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.